Last week, you watched us haul out in Tahiti and discover some unexpected damage to our sail drive shaft, warranting a replacement, which is easier said than done in French Polynesia.
Well, unfortunately, Holly is flying back to the U.S. Believe it or not, it was cheaper to fly to the U.S. and buy one than it was to get it here.
I am the only passenger in economy. First class is full, plane doors are closed. So weird. After retrieving the part and getting back on the water, we sat through 6 days of high winds and relentless rain. Crazy. This week, join us for what was supposed to be a short, peaceful passage, but turned into the roughest sail we've had so far. I'm Holly, that's Ray, and this is our home, Sabado. Together, we've sailed the east coast of the United States, the Bahamas, and the Caribbean. Now, after completing a 27-day ocean crossing with just the two of us, we get to explore the remote islands of the South Pacific. Subscribe to tag along on the adventure. We are finally on the move again, and it's absolutely gorgeous out here. Honestly, this is the nicest day we've had in quite a while. We've got 2 knots of true wind, which is ideal because we're going against the trade winds from Tahiti back to the Tuamotus. So this should be a nice, relaxing 2-day motor. Sabado is making us some fresh water.
What are we? We're 5 hours, 6, 7 hours into our trip, maybe? Does that sound right? 5 hours. You don't start counting until you have like 4 hours left. We are headed to Fakarava, but that's subject to change depending on some weather updates. We just got a weather update that looks like starting about the time we get to Fakarava until, so that would be Thursday, until through probably Saturday or Sunday, there's some really strong winds, like 40 knot kind of winds. And there's just not a lot of protection in Tuamotus. So we're gonna figure that out. Luckily we got, a day. We got a day to figure it out. So for now we're just gonna enjoy this nice, smooth, calm motor.
Got some squalls on the horizon this morning.
Yeah, so we've been watching a system that is forecasted to settle in on Tuamotus over the next few days. Looks like, some pretty squally weather and not all that comfortable. And we've been stuck in the Tuamotus a couple of times through similar storms, and it's not fun. And there's also no wind right now, so we decided we're just gonna put both motors on and put the hammer down and head towards the Marquesas.
We're making the push.
We've just had so many fronts come through the societies, and then they go through the Tuamotus over the last few months. We track the weather in the Marquesas, and this entire time it's just been
perfect,
calm and consistent, and we want that.
That sounds really nice right about now. We just need a break,
Yeah, we need a break. It's a long haul. It's going to be well, we'll likely drop anchor Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we're more than doubling the original timeline of this passage with this call.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be 2 days, and now it's going to be 6.
5.5.
6, so maybe a little bit more.
All right, team. Looks like those squalls might bring us some wind, so we're gonna get the sails up. Nice! That's more like it. We've got 12.5 knots of true wind now, so not much. We could probably get out a bigger head sail and shut off the engines, but looks like there's some lightning behind us, so we're motor sailing to keep our speed up. We do not mess with lightning around here. It was pretty squally last night. The wind sort of came and went. We dropped the sails around midnight and, oh what? Sorry. Had to alter course so we didn't run into those two pearl floats in 6,000 feet of water. Random. Anyway, looks like we're gonna get rained on any minute now.
It's not raining?
Where?
Marquesas.
The sun came back out just in time for sunset, but we're a little bit concerned about this ominous cloud. We'll see how the night goes. We optimistically have the main up. Sea state is definitely picking up. Well, it was another wet and squally night. We use the engines periodically, but we just pulled out the jib and are sailing now. We've got 2 reefs in the main and the jib is also reefed. Now, that's a bit conservative for the current conditions, but these squalls have been packing heat, so you guys know we like to reef early and reef often.
Well, we were sort of forced to drop our sails. We were seeing upwards of 40 knots. We're running with it right now, which is unfortunate because that puts us exactly the opposite direction we need to go. But you know, for safety, we just had to. I'd say these seas are 10 plus foot right now. I don't know. Let's see if we can get it on the camera without getting the camera so wet. So yeah, we have an engine running just to help us with steering. You know, ordinarily we would just reef the sails down and run with it like we are now. But if you saw some of our other videos, you'll know that we made a change to our reefing setup because we didn't really like the single line reefing system. Boy, I wish we had the single line reefing system now. It just was way too nasty to get up on the roof and reef the sail from the mast. So we really had no choice but to just drop it. But yeah, we'll see how long this lasts. It's a really big system on satellite, and honestly one that was absolutely not forecast. We've been tracking weather every single update, and it just showed up. So we'll see how far south we backtrack.
This sucks. Jeez. What the heck are we doing right now?
Doing 5.5 knots with no sails.
Or no engine.
Yeah.
How's she steering like this?
What's
the rudder at?
We're it goes back and forth between 3 and 8, 3 and 9.
That's not bad.
No, I mean I moved her up to a B reach, so a little bit more rudder, but it's fine. I think I could get her to tack. Well, jive. It'd be an easy jive.
Whoa. Super lumpy out here. Okay, it may not look like it, but it seems like things are lightening up, so we're gonna try and sail. We got the sails up, which is great news. We've got the main on its second reef, and we've got the jib reefed as well. We're going 6.5 knots. Still kind of a sloppy sea state, but
once you get the sails up, it's a lot more comfortable.
yeah. I'm so excited for the sun to rise. Oh my god. Last night was miserable. We were sailing in 30 knots of wind with 10-foot seas coming from 2 different directions. It was just chaos. But everything's easier in the daylight. Right? Yeah. Woohoo! Come on up. You really never know what you're gonna get out here. The trick is to just trust your abilities, trust your vessel, and trust your partner. So that's what we're doing. I have great news. 1, the sun is out, and 2, we are back on course and should be arriving in Nukuhiva this afternoon, which is honestly quite the accomplishment because our tracks these past few days have not been very productive. The boat is just a salty mess, but we'll deal with it once we're anchored. Woo! Look at that! The end is in sight. I think I'm most excited for a shower. What about you?
Yeah, and sleep.
Shower and sleep. Yeah, we've been doing 3 hours on, 3 hours off for 7 days.
7 days today, yeah. Which, you know, a 7-day sail is not anything big. It's just This is probably one of the roughest passages I think I've done. We've had,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why people don't sail against the trades.
Yeah, it's our fault, you know?
But that's all right. We're
in the home stretch now.
a couple hours away from
A glass of wine.
putting our anchor down Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Jeez.
You know what? I'll still take this over a cubicle.
Totally.
It was uncomfortable for us, but man, also Saba took a beating too.
She really did,
Yeah.
and we were kind of in survival mode, so there's just stuff everywhere. Everything is salty, everything's kind of wet. It's just...
I had to do a mid-passage head repair.
In 10-foot seas, Ray is like covered in shit. In our forward head, which is like the worst place to be in rough seas.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to forget that one.
I didn't film it because I want you guys to actually watch our videos.
I ran out of mouthwash.
He's an engineer, I'm a microbiologist, and so when he finished the repair, I went in and disinfected everything, but I'm not gonna feel good about it until I do like a thorough scrub, deep clean, but I'm not gonna do that until we're on anchor. But, you know, that's life.
Yeah.
So before I started sailing, I did a lot of solo backpacking, and I used to send weekly text message. This is so nice. I used to send weekly like paragraph text messages in a group chat with my friends, just kind of summarizing what I had gotten up to that week, and then that kind of evolved into a more lengthy email list, and then when I moved aboard Safado, I just started posting them on the internet, and that was kind of the birth of what our blog is today. I haven't stopped. And it came to our attention after our last video that we really haven't done a good job of telling you about what we post on there. So not only do we do these weekly summaries, but we also do monthly behind the scenes reports where we fully put numbers on things. We talk about how much we spend to maintain this vessel and this lifestyle, and a bunch of challenges that we face where it just didn't make sense to pull out a camera and film it, you know. I post some recipes. Ray talks about software programs that we've been loving. We also have our crew and VIP membership subscription on there, which is basically what we're doing these days instead of Patreon. And if you support us that way, you get access to a ton of exclusive content, including ad-free versions of the videos we post on YouTube. And you also get access to our document library, which includes things like a PDF of our custom logbook that we have, wiring diagrams, specifics for a lot of the tech related stuff we use on board. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check it out. I'll link it down below, and that's all we have for this week, guys. Happy New Year. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.